Good morning. I'll wait to see who comes on. Oh, straight away 6 on. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning, and this topic has come up quite a bit for me recently. Hey, Lou. Because I've been talking to people about Facebook ads, and just want to say straight away, I am no Facebook ads expert. In fact, these days I pay someone to do the Facebook ads for me, and there's a reason for that. And good morning to you too, Lou. And I want to give you a few main tips about why your Facebook ads aren't working. If you've been running Facebook ads and they aren't working, I'm going to give you a few tips around that, and then I want to talk to you about just how a bigger beast running Facebook ads campaigns are, and how to decide whether you want to roll up your sleeves and do that sort of thing yourself, or whether it's going to be the sort of thing that you just, hey Lisa, that you just handball because there's a better use of your time. So typically what I find is people come to me and they say, I've been running ads, I've been spending this money on my Facebook ads campaign and I'm not making any money from it. And usually what that's telling me is that they haven't done their homework about what they're leading people to. So Facebook ads are only one part of your, your lead attraction. So as we know, you've probably heard me talk about this a bit, paid leads is where it's at. If you're there in your business and you're thinking, I can't make any money in my business, nobody knows I'm here, all that sort of stuff. If I ask you, what are you doing? And you've said, well, I set up a Facebook page and I've asked my family and friends to share it and I'm sharing it on my personal page. If that's the extent of your, wanting to grow your reach on social media, it's just not enough. Once upon a time, we might have been able to get away with that, but now we can't. Now we have to pay for leads. We go to the traffic shop and we just buy it. Now, how effective buying traffic is through paid Facebook ads is going to depend on what you've got at the other end of that ad. So if you get the ads right, even if you work really hard and you get the ads right, the imagery is right, the copy's right, and it's speaking to your audience and they're really excited about it, when they click on that, if it's not taking them anywhere that makes sense, or if you haven't done your homework about what it is that they really, really want, then they're just going to click away. It's not going to make sense to them. So while I'm not a Facebook ads expert, what I am good at is getting women ready with their business model so that it's all set up so that when they do run Facebook ads, that they're going to convert. That's what I do best. So that's a matter of helping you really fully understand your business and what it is that you're delivering. But more than that, it's really helping you to dig deep and understand your market. This is where people get a little bit lazy sometimes because it overwhelms them. But it's really important to dig deep and know what the pain points are for your market. Hey, Mel, you've got to do your homework there. So right now I have my anti-hustle empire building checklist because I know my women and I know that they get frustrated with the stuff that they're supposed to do every day. I know that they're not organized a lot of the time and they feel like, they're doing all of this activity, but they're just not organized. They have no structure. And so I know that. I know they're overwhelmed by the amount of tasks that they need to get done in a day and they're not even sure if they're doing the right ones. I know that. And that's why my lead magnet is created around that. And the lead magnet, hey Kim, the lead magnet that I've created, it does a great job of opening a can of worms. That's what it's about. It's helping the female entrepreneurs look at it and go, well, now I have everything in front of me right here to be able to create a successful business. This is the cheat sheet right here. So why aren't I using it? Because I can't make that, I don't know how to do that within my business. And that just means that a few things need to be tweaked in the business. So what it does is it does open a can of worms because, hey Kim, because when you've got this, how-to list there, and it's the honest truth, it's the stuff that I do pretty much every day. It's how I got my business to where it is now. It's just a daily task list, weekly task list, monthly task list of all the different things that I would do in my business to get it to this stage and beyond. And that stuff works, it works. The clients that do it, they get the result. But if you can't do the work in that spreadsheet, that tells you that there's a problem. So that's a really good example of the perfect kind of lead magnet, because it's attracting them in, because it's speaking to their problem. And then from there, what it does is it moves them through a system, gives them, you know, the thing that I've promised them, and then it opens a can of worms. And along the way, I offer them a solution about how we can help them deal with that. And that is the perfect example of a lead magnet. So I have no problem spending money on Facebook ads and testing that, because I knew it was pretty close to being on the mark. So I'm still testing it a little bit. My open rates are pretty good until there was one particular email where the open rate wasn't great, so I've just changed the title of that. The copy I think is really good, everything's fine. It's just I don't think the headline was grabby enough. So I've gone in and changed that. So now it's all set up, the ads are running at a really good cost, and the leads are coming in. I have a little bumper offer that is paying for the cost of the ads close to it. And so for me, you know, that means it's all been set up perfectly. And when I do a little bit more tweaking, I think I've got to add a couple of videos to pages, but when I've got that going and tweaked and the conversions where I want it to be, I know that I can throw $100 a day, $1,000 a day, $10,000 a day at this ad, and it's going to give me a return on investment. So Facebook ads do work, they absolutely work, but you need to get all of your ducks in a row before you even start. And if you haven't done that work and you're not hitting the mark with that, then you know, you're not going to get the result. And the other thing too is people jump off too soon. So when my ads first started running, they were ridiculous. They were like $8 a lead or something like that. But within a few days, it started to drop. But people panic and they pull the pin way too soon. But if you've done the work that I've mentioned and you've created a really compelling lead magnet, everything makes sense, and it sends them through to where you want them to go next, and you're getting the conversions, then you know you're on the right track. So lost my train of thought. But with the ads, yeah, it's building out all of that other stuff. Yeah. So what I was going to say was, then you can have faith in, you know, in putting money into that stuff. So I knew it was a good lead magnet. I knew that the sequence was good. I knew the bump up offer was really good. And so I was not afraid to test it, but you've got to get there first before you start to test. If you don't feel confident that you've hit the money, you know, hit the nail on the head with it, then don't go ahead with it. You know, test it within your private group or with a few people that are within your market, and get them to have a look at it. And if they're really excited about it and they're like, oh yes, I really love this idea, then you know you're on the right track. Now, as far as when do you run your own Facebook ads campaigns and when do you pay someone to do it? Well, you have to really ask yourself, do you want to be a Facebook ads expert, or do you want to be a coach or whatever it is that you are? Because if you really want to go in and do Facebook ad campaigns really, really well, it is going to take a lot of your time and energy. And maybe that is not the time and energy best spent. It is almost a full-time job keeping up with making sure that, you know, the ads are set up right, and then dealing with the changes that Facebook implement and all that sort of stuff. So if you feel like you want to do that and that's the best use of your time, go for it. But I just want to say that people whose whole entire job is Facebook ads are going to do a better job than you. You know, I don't even touch them anymore. I pay someone to go in and set up my ads and manage them for a bit. And then when they're converting where I want them to convert, I let, you know, it's like, okay, cool, let's just leave it there. And then I just manage it and adjust the spend according to, you know, the conversion rate or how many clients I want to come in. Or, yeah, Nicole. So if I need to, I've got too many leads and I'm behind a little bit, I'll drop the spend way back. And if I need more, I'll ramp it up again. And that's where you want to be able to be in your business. And it's a no-brainer. You know, if you get that formula right for you and your business in your market, then you will make money from Facebook ads, but you've got to get that part right. Now, I know that a lot of people are attempting to do that sort of stuff, and I'm looking at lead magnets all the time, and sometimes people are really missing the mark, or the idea is okay, but the execution doesn't look great. So the graphics aren't great on the sales page, or, you know, there's just a lot of things that don't quite go right. And sometimes it's not much, and other times it's a lot that they need to change. but I can tell by looking at a lead magnet and talking to somebody whether that lead magnet is going to work for them or not, and whether it's the time for them to go and get someone to come and run some Facebook ads for them. Because at the end of the day, that is the way to get traffic. It's paid leads. But you, as I say, you want to put yourself in a position where you know that if you invest that money, of course, in the beginning, it's going to take a little while to pick up traction. You've got to give it a week or two. But after that period of time, you know, it should be doing what you want it to do. So if you're not getting enough leads in your business, if you're not making enough money in your business, this is the next step for you. Hey, Daniel, and you really do need to start to invest in that paid traffic, because, you know, the idea or the goal is to get your ads to neutral. So I have a little bump up offer. It's one of my programs that I sell for $27 for that one time. Otherwise it's $197. And those sales that come about through my ads, you know, bringing my ads to neutral. They'll be at neutral before too long. And then it doesn't matter how much I invest on my ads, those ads are always going to pay for themselves. And that's where we want to get to. And a really good lead magnet can do that. But before you even get onto the lead magnet thing, there are so many different things that need to come before that. You know, we need to know, you know, is your everything that goes before that is what needs to be, you know, really heavily and strongly mapped out. You want to lead, when you're paying for leads to land on your page, you really want everything to be super, super, super strong, because otherwise you're just paying for Facebook ads and people aren't going to be interested. Some of that ads that I see, or some of the lead magnets that I see, I just think they must be costing people a fortune, because no one is going to want that. Or, you know, you click on and they're paying for the clicks to the ad, but the landing page is horrendous. And yeah, so people make mistakes a lot of the time, but one of the things that I'm really good at is being able to coordinate all of that and get people ready so that when they do run those Facebook ads, which is money for jam, honestly, if you get that right, that's where the money is. But you've got to get that part right. Now, if you want help with that, I'm your girl, so shoot me a message and we can have a chat about what that looks like, whether we need to specifically work just on that lead magnet idea and getting you ready for Facebook ads, or whether we need to go a step back. Yeah, it's going to be a matter of where you're at. So I'm happy to meet you where you're at. But if you're interested in that and you want to be able to have a conversation about that and see if we can work together and whether I can help you with that, just shoot me a Facebook message and we can have a chat. Many DIY people get frustrated when goals change. A business owner doesn't have time to keep learning new goals. Awesome. Yeah, the thing is, you know, I don't want to be a Facebook ads expert. You know, I want to coach my clients, and I want to coach them on other stuff. You know, for a while there, I did get caught up in, because I knew how to do it and my ads were doing really well at the time, I got caught up in teaching people how to do Facebook ads. And then I stopped doing my own Facebook ads, and because I just shut down all ads, because I was picking up plenty of leads without it. And then when I had to go back in and do it again, it was like, oh, do I really want to do this? And I kind of stepped in and out of it a few times, and I left it for a long, long time without running ads, just because it was too much of a nightmare. And then I just got in touch with somebody that I used before and said, Lou, can you just do something for me? Set up a campaign, I'll create the lead magnet, and away we go. And now it's up and running again. It's doing really, really well. So, yeah, as I said, if you want help with that, just shoot me a message. We can have a conversation about it. It might just be that we work together on the project of getting your lead magnet ready so that you can start to earn some money through Facebook ads and getting some more leads in your business. Or it might be bigger than that. You know, it might just be that you know you need a lead magnet, but you're not even sure if your offering's right, or if the brand, or who your market is, or anything like that. So it can be this big, or it can be this big. We can have a conversation. So shoot me a message. Specialists are responsible for their learnings and deliver to clients. Great work. Yeah. So yeah, we just want to be good at what we are good at. We don't want to have to be a Facebook ads expert and have that take us away from our core offering and from doing what we do best and what we love. You know, life's too short and you lose a will to live. If you're not good at Facebook ads and you're not a tech kind of person and you get lost in having to do too many things at once, it is a bit of a freaking nightmare, honestly. And I'm really competent, but it's all too hard for me. And so, for example, I'll go in and set up a few ads, but you know, somebody that you pay to come in and do, they're going to set up like 2 or 4 ad sets with a number of ads under every single set. So you might have 30 ads running at one time, or 50 ads or whatever, and then they're cherry picking the ones that are working really well and turning off the ones that aren't, and then creating a few more so that they can pair the good one with the other one, and then they hone it until eventually you know, your statistics are looking really good. I don't have the patience for that. Yeah, but you know that when you have everything right and you pay someone to do that for you, you're going to get a return on it. But all the back end must be right. So you know, someone can't help you create Facebook copy and great ads if you're not really sure about your market or what it is that they want. So you really do have to do the work on the pain points and all that sort of stuff, and then they can start to you know, create ads that really sing to your audience, and that's what you need. But as I say, getting to that point, there are so many ducks that you need to get into a row before you even start spending money on Facebook ads, before you even consider asking someone to come and run some Facebook ads for you. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do run Facebook ad campaigns who won't tell you this is shit, you know, and it's basically going to waste your money. I'll set the ads up, you know, they'll do their job of setting up the ads and setting up the audiences and doing all of that sort of stuff. But if they, but they're not going to tell you if they think your lead magnet's crap, you know, so you have to take responsibility for that and make sure that you've really nailed it. Because if you really nail it and you get it right, like I say, when you pay someone to run the ads and you start spending money on ads, you're going to get a return on investment. And then, you know, before long, you can get those ads to neutral so that you can be spending a whole lot of money on Facebook ads knowing that you're going to get a return on investment. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, that's it. I'm just repeating myself now if I keep going on. But if you want help with that, shoot me a message. And as I say, we can have a conversation about, you know, whether it's just a short-term project to help you get that lead magnet up and running, or whether it's, you know, a bigger exercise in making sure that you're really clear on what your great work is. Are you doing your great work, and how we can make that really attractive to your audience, packaging, branding, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I would love to hear from you. Don't be shy to message me. My inbox is always filled with inquiries, so feel free to message me. All right, guys, I'll see you. It's Friday here in Australia, so I probably won't be on the weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Bye.